Yo, what's up? This is Zilly, franchise. We are Blackillac. So this is the dream tour lineup. If I could go back in time and get any artist on, I would go with Eminem, because Eminem was a big influence for me, one of my favorite hip-hop artists of all time. Influenced a lot of the shit that I do, a lot of the cadences and a lot of the patterns that I like to follow. I would also have to roll with young Dr. Dre, okay? We're talking Chronic 1, just because the West Coast was really influential for me as well, and that album still bangs to this day. Rage Against the Machine, same shit, man, just influenced a lot of the energy that I take on stage, a lot of stuff that Zach would do, you know, controlling the crowds and bringing that energy is something I've always wanted to emulate. So that's 3. Number 4, shit, I gotta go with the all-time favorite. I'd probably go with, this is gonna be weird, but I go with Nirvana, just because I've been a huge fan of Kurt Cobain forever, and more about his lifestyle, his, you know, if you read his autobiographies, he was just a genius, but also on the verge of insanity, and that shit just, you know, draws me in. And then to backdoor that, I'd finally finish it up with The Clash, Joe Strummer. That's my shit. I still bump The Clash. I've always bumped The Clash. It's just you know, they make great music, great songwriting, and it has a lot of political slants to it. So there's more than just, you know, rock music or punk music. It has, you know, context to it. So that would be my lineup. Hope y'all come out to that shit.
For me, it'll probably be all hip hop, and you know, obviously we're from Texas, and Houston obviously has a big influence on me. But in terms of like a sound, I feel like really has molded my personal style. It's Atlanta. So I would do like, you know, kind of like the all-star Atlanta acts in my mind, right? So I'd have Outkast, obviously, like Elevators is like the first rap song I ever bought. Like that was a crazy song. I love Outkast. I would put Goody Mob on there as well. I love Goody Mob. Definitely influential in terms of kind of like some of the alternative style that you're seeing with Atlanta right now, like some of the Young Thug stuff that if you go back and look at the way Big Gip used to dress, it's kind of the same thing. Maybe not as feminine, but kind of like the same kind of eccentric kind of thing. I would do Future. Future is Dungeon Family. His uncle is Rico Wade. So like he's kind of a part of that Outkast and Goody Mob tree, even though you don't think of it like that because it's more like modern Atlanta sound, but he totally is. I would go Migos next because, again, Atlanta, it's a very, very unique sound, and I think that Atlanta right now is doing so many crazy things, and you're starting to see, like, because rap is starting, it's been a while now that it's been out, you're starting to see multiple decades and like multiple types of artists from the same city, you know, like you saw a lot of rock bands from LA in the 80s, you're starting to see like the grunge stuff in Seattle, like it's starting to become like its own thing, and you're starting to see several generations of it, and you're starting to see how it kind of changes and evolves, you know, like some of those rock scenes, you know, like Atlanta hip hop's been around for 25 years, you know, longer than some of those rock scenes, and you're starting to see it kind of grow and morph into a different thing. That was for Atlanta. Oh, Ludacris would be my 5th for Atlanta hip hop. I mean, huge influence of mine, man. One of my top MCs of all time. One of my favorite acts. The guy redefined what it meant to be an Atlanta rapper. He was kind of the bridge between Outkast to Future, you know, even though his style is completely unique and it's more of a Bay type of style. It's more of an Oakland style without the kind of swing. Like his delivery is very like, he enunciates and it's very like short, you know what I mean? And everything kind of matches up, but he can hit the quick stuff. So I always thought Ludacris, to me, he was from Atlanta and repped Atlanta's from the South and all that thing, but I felt like he could really move in a Bay like Oakland space as well. So that would be my 5, just like the all-star Atlanta hip-hop tour that I would do, and we make a fucking $1 billion. So yeah, it'd be great.